Welcome to Mindfulness, Living the Buddha Way. Today we are discussing mindfulness, mastering your negative thoughts. Here's something that might surprise you. Studies show we spend nearly 50% of our waking hours lost in thoughts about the future or past, and most of those thoughts are negative. But what if the ancient Buddhists had already cracked the code for dealing with this mental time travel thousands of years ago?
You know what's fascinating about that statistic? It means we're literally living half our lives in scenarios that don't even exist.
Exactly right. And they had this brilliant concept called Sati, which we now call mindfulness. But it's so much more than just being present. It's like having a mental early warning system for when your thoughts are about to go off the rails.
And what really strikes me is how they understood these patterns of thinking long before we had modern psychology. Tell me more about how they viewed this tendency we now call catastrophizing.
Well, imagine your mind as a movie projector that's stuck on disaster mode. The Buddhists recognize that our brains are basically anxiety-generating machines, constantly screening these worst-case scenario films. And get this, they found that the more we try to stop these thoughts, the stronger they become.
That's exactly like that classic psychology experiment. Don't think about a pink elephant. What happens?
Well, now I can't stop thinking about pink elephants, but that's precisely the point. The ancient wisdom suggests something that seems completely counterintuitive. Instead of fighting these thoughts, we should just watch them.
So it's like being the projectionist instead of getting lost in the movie?
That's such a perfect analogy. And here's what's wild. Modern neuroscience is backing this up. When we observe our thoughts instead of engaging with them, it actually reduces activity in the amygdala, our brain's fear center, by up to 50%.
You know what's interesting about that? It suggests that our ancestors might have been onto something profound about how our minds work, even without all our modern technology and research.
Absolutely fascinating. And here's where it gets really practical. Studies show that people who practice this kind of mindful observation can catch negative thought spirals earlier than those who don't. That's like having a head start on stopping an anxiety attack.
That's remarkable. But I'm curious about how someone actually implements this in real life, especially during those 3 a.m. panic moments.
So here's the key. And this comes from both ancient wisdom and modern cognitive behavioral therapy. It's about creating what they call a mindful gap. When you notice those thoughts starting to spiral, you literally label them, "Oh, here's my mind doing that catastrophizing thing again."
Almost like putting subtitles on your thoughts.
Exactly. And research shows that this simple act of labeling reduces emotional reactivity by about 30%. It's like turning down the volume on that scary movie soundtrack. The images are still there, but they lose some of their power to frighten you.
That's such a powerful tool. And it seems so much more manageable than trying to force yourself to think positively all the time.
You know what's really interesting? Studies of long-term meditators show they don't actually have fewer negative thoughts than the rest of us. They're just better at not getting caught up in them. It's like they've developed an immunity to their own mental drama.
Well, that certainly takes the pressure off feeling like we need to become some kind of enlightened being who never has a negative thought.
Right. And here's something else that blew my mind. Research suggests that the average person has about 6,000 thoughts per day, but we only get stuck on a small percentage of them. It's not the thoughts themselves that cause suffering, it's our relationship with them.
That really puts things in perspective. We're not trying to stop the thoughts, we're just trying to change how we interact with them.
Exactly. And you know what the most encouraging part is? Studies show that with just 8 weeks of regular mindfulness practice, people can significantly improve their ability to catch these thought spirals early. It's like building a mental early warning system.
That's incredibly hopeful for anyone struggling with overthinking or anxiety.
And here's my favorite part. This approach actually gets easier the more you use it. It's like building a muscle. The more you practice observing your thoughts without getting caught up in them, the more automatic it becomes. You start to see them more like weather patterns. They might be stormy, but they always pass.
That's such a freeing way to look at it. Instead of being at war with our minds, we're learning to work with them.
You know, as we wrap this up, I keep thinking about how this ancient wisdom might be exactly what we need in our modern world of constant stimulation and stress. Sometimes the oldest solutions are the best ones, and the beauty is that it's always available to us completely free, no special equipment required, just our attention and a little patience with ourselves. Thank you for spending these moments in mindfulness. If this reflection brought you a little calm, you can return whenever you need. Until next time, live gently.